Alright, so the final character that we got to play with in the Avengers beta was Black Widow. Now, she's actually one that I wasn't entirely sure, like, how's Black Widow going to compare to Hulk? And then also, how does Hulk compare to Black Widow when you're playing with Hulk? Hulk does feel fairly powerful, fairly beefy, running around beating people up. But Black Widow definitely holds her own. She's got multiple types of weapons, kind of similar to the way Iron Man played. So you've got different guns between like kind of a dual pistol setup, Uzis for like, less accuracy but more bullets, and then finally a single shot heavy gun, kind of like a big Magnum revolver almost, or at least that's the way it feels. So her main abilities are as follows. Her ultimate is Power Surge. Shock powered attack mode, special light and heavy attacks when active. Basically, she takes two batons, puts them together in this awesome staff, swings around, pretty cool cleaving range, big spinning like pole slams into the ground with like energy bursts coming out from them. This is actually when she feels like a hell of a ton of fun. She's a blast when she's in this mode. Secondly, we've got the Widow's Bite, Assault Heroic ability, variable payload wrist dart. Default ability immobilizes enemies with electrostatic shocks. And then finally, we got the Veil of Shadows. Turn all nearby enemies or nearby allies invisible, hiding them from enemies. And you can honestly beat up on enemies while you're invisible, and it's not going to like uncloak you. You stay cloaked for a good amount of time. So now let's look at her skill trees. All right, as I've said in the other videos, this is only one skill tree. My understanding there's going to be two more, both maybe a specialty, mastery. I don't know if those are the final names, but there's going to be likely two other trees of skills, so this is just kind of scratching the surface, but should give you an idea of how she plays, how it's going to feel, so you can get a feel of what she's going to be like. First, you got the light attack. You got martial arts, unleashing hand-to-hand combat with her kind of batons and just some awesome punches, backflips, kicks. She's kind of like the ninja of the group. She's a lot of fun. Airborne as well. She's going to kind of jump and do three, like, diving kicks on an opponent. Signature attack, if you hold it and execute a dexterous sweeping kick, you'll knock down enemies and also break blocks. Over here, after dodging, you'll do a nice little whirlwind quick kick over the top. And then finally here, while sprinting, you'll do a nice little, like, kind of running, jumping roundhouse kick. Basically kicking the crap out of somebody who you're sprinting at. Nice way to jump right into a fight. Heavy attacks are when she busts out her sticks. So here you've got 3-shot heavy attacks with her batons, and got some stun damage there. Add on top, so while you hold the heavy attack while on the ground, toss an instantly detonating concussion grenade that can launch nearby enemies into the air and will also break shields. This is what I use frequently to break shields. Very powerful piece because that's kind of your main shield break. Now over here, after dodging, perform a baton slam to kind of knock people to the ground. And then here's your heavy combo that's going to actually break them as well. So you'll do 4 attacks, and then put that final one of the heavy slam into an enemy, and that's how you're going to be able to break those shields if you're going that direction. Nightwatch, while in midair, perform a heavy baton slam, and then while sprinting, you'll get a nice little kick that sends enemies flying. Now I'm going to come back to ranged attack here in a second. For defense, what you've got is the Widow's Line. Now this is kind of your like zip line grappling hook that kind of pulls you to enemies. Actually, fairly cool way to use it. And then if you press that just before an incoming attack lands, you're going to successfully parry attacks, kind of send a nice little forceful explosion out. Second piece is when you dodge an incoming attack, you're actually going to do a little backflip to get away. Kind of very cool effects depending on how much you're dodging. And then Operative's Feint, holding that when you're near an enemy to vault over the target and momentarily unable to, leaving them, they're unable to attack. Basically, you've spun them around backwards for a second. Finally here, while you're in mid-air, you're going to kind of use your Widow's Line as a grappling hook to traverse around. And then the Power Line, while you're holding that, you're actually going to launch off them a little more forcefully and cover farther distances, something for mobility more than anything there. Final piece of Widow's Line, after pressing R2 to parry an incoming attack with Widow's Line, quickly press the heavy attack to execute an acrobatic chokehold maneuver that devastates all nearby enemies. So we're going to try and get that one off if I can. Then we're going to talk about range. Now, her standard range attack is just her 2 pistols. You got about 18 bullets or so in there, decent amount that pumps out. Now, Bullet Storm, hold L2 and R2 to charge up a ranged power attack, and when you release it, you'll fire a high burst of damaged bullets. That's going to be one of the ways you break shields. Also, you can increase the capacity of the pistols by 4 rounds. Ammo, this is, like, all the ammo upgrades are definitely worth every penny. Now, your alternate, if you come over here, you're going to do a full auto shot. She kind of pulls out 2 Uzis. they are much less accurate. So you're not going to use this to fire at anything at range. It's to pump damage into enemies that are fairly close by. But you're able to basically straight up and just kind of pump out like 60 bullets. It's crazy. Come down here, you get 20 more. Maybe it's 40 because I think it was like 70 with this one. So maybe it's 50 up to 70. And then this one, increased stun damage dealt by full auto shots by 15%. So you're already pumping out more bullets and now you're going to stun them as well. Pretty powerful stuff. Final one is high caliber shot. This is your single big boy shot. Dual pistols are swapped out for a single high caliber pistol that has considerable stopping power. Like if there's a turret, one shot from this, it's toast. Come down here, when using high caliber, hold R2 to charge up an ionizing projectile that pierces through targets, multiple enemies, and also will break guards. Increases the ammo capacity by 2, because you don't have that many in the first place. That's not a bad thing. And increases critical attack damage dealt by the high caliber shot by 10%. These won't really affect gameplay too much. I'll show you guys plenty with this one. So a couple things that I do want to grab, just to show you guys kind of what it looks like. I think we'll do the heavy combo attack here. And let's see, after dodging, perform the baton slam. And then while in midair, hold that to perform the heavy slam. Anything that actually can break shields is pretty much one of the main things I go for, because if you have different ways to break shields, they come up quite a bit, and it's a nice way to get through those enemies quicker and kind of get onto other parts of the fight. But we're going to jump into the harm room for the last time, show you guys what it's like to play with Black Widow. Let's get this going. Alright everybody, just like before, I'm going to show you guys kind of what they look like in combat first, and we'll jump into spawning the enemies. So we've got the kind of the light attack barrage here. And these are going to be the heavy attacks with her batons. Big slam. Now, her jumping around, as I said, is definitely based on her grappling hook. And that's her main piece of mobility. But that's also how she's going to get around. For her ranged attacks, you've got her standard pistols. They're semi-automatic. Pretty damn accurate. So, as you can see, I got 28 because I have upgraded the capacity. But again, if I pull down on the joystick just a little bit, pretty easy to maintain. Now, two options from there. You've got both the Uzis, which are going to be much less accurate. But I'm going to go through like 60 bullets. And then you've got the high caliber pistol with just about 7 bullets. 2 more if I maxed out the range would be 9. This one is a hell of a single shot. Now if I charge this thing up for that ionic pulse, that's definitely going to put some work in. It doesn't count any more ammo as well. Same thing here. If I charge this up, it's a nice little pulse. It's going to fire about 5 or 6 bullets. So it's 6, but it's a nice way to break through shields. So other than that, she's going to have her different abilities of making her whole team invisible.
Got something in your eye?
So everybody's invisible who's pretty much nearby. You can run around, you can attack, you can shoot. And pretty much just wait until the thing goes away. Veil of invisibility goes off. One of her other attacks is going to be her big baton, which I'm going to save for later. So let's get the enemies going so we can have some fun.
Might as well fight
So
you
first
all
thing, we're going to work on just some melee kicking here. It's the willpower burst, a little bit of recovery. Some of that could be from some of my gear that I'm using. But not all things are always going to be the same. So that's her nice little finisher with the uppercuts. And these are the nice heavy attack slams that you can do. These guys are pretty easy to take out in this first wave. Nothing really too terrifying there.
We can do this.
Second attack here. Take this guy out. If I want to reload, go for some of these guys. Now if I want to charge it up, nice little burst to take out a shield. But not the most effective thing in the world to like actually take these out. But on the other side, say I want to switch over to my high caliber, he's toast. Now the cool thing is, once I start getting some more enemies in here, her zip line is a nice way to, for one, get around, but also get to enemies very quickly.
This should be interesting.
So if I actually do... Ow. Come on now. So it's nice to combo all of those together.
What a waste.
Completely take him out. juggling pretty fun. Now, if I want to go full auto, this is more just about unloading bullets and kind of getting that stagger damage on so you can actually get your finisher off. So this is the actual grapple used to get to enemies. This one's pretty cool. So as I do this, pull in, jump, start juggling already. It's a nice way to just use that mobility to get around, jump in there, and just start going. Now her finishers are fairly cool, nice little beefy ones. All that stun damage from Hulk is paying off because I get to finish him off. I can just start unloading bullets. Helps when I actually have ammo. But again, this is not for like accuracy at range. This is truly just trying to take out ads that are somewhat nearby fairly easily. Your middle of the ground pistols are actually better than you think, because they're fairly accurate and still medium damage at range, which helps me usually the most. Next wave coming.
That's curfew!
Now those guys will explode when they get near you, so I don't want to mess too much with those. So right now I'm just going to try and take out some of these security drones, kind of be the backup gunner. Everybody throws something at the one ranged guy in the air. Sorry.
We did good, didn't we?
Now my next attack is going to be kind of a pulse bomb. So if I find somebody, I need to find somebody with a shield here. Actually, this is a fun way to do it. So this is her baton that she uses, and she's crazy good with this. Now if you go that big slam, and it lasts for a while too. Able to take out quite a few enemies from up here. And still not done using it, by the way. Back to the normal attacks. There we go, that one's down. Once the guys start having shields, I'm going to use my little pulse that I've got. Kind of a mini shock on the ground type thing.
We can do
Find a good group for it. So that'll just basically stun him down, shut him down for a minute, let me go in with my attacks. And if I can get my attacks going and start juggling him, then he's just really toast. There we go. Finish him off. Break his shield. There you go.
Don't blink.
Go be invisible. Have a little fun with that. You never know I'm coming. So that's the little grenade that actually pops them up in the air. That one also breaks shields. See if I can get some good use out of some Uzis here. Nothing's gonna die in about 3 seconds. There you go. Alright, wave 7 done. I don't know if that's 7 or 8, we'll see. A couple more to go. Just having good use out of these Uzis though.
This might hurt.
Yeah, now seems like a good time.
They're done.
You met Hulkbuster!
This is when she feels like really just freaking ninja awesome. can track some of the guys they're going after here. So again, never set accurate, but as you start to build up that damage, you'll typically knock them down, knock them over, send out the stun. And they're just getting work from every side possible right now. I think that's everybody on that. Oh, nope. See, here's where I'll go high caliber. Or that dude. Oh, come on. Really? There we go. Need that one shot that counts. High caliber is kind of the way to go.
Okay. Take a breather, kids.
All right, who's first?
Now, that doesn't do very much, but if I use my little ground grenade, we'll pulse. Everybody over here is pretty staggered now. Now, the one thing you'll notice is as you dodge, things will kind of slow down a little bit. And if I want to, like, kind of launch these guys in the air, that's my little grenade I put on the ground. Little combo of shield breaking, finisher moves, arm breaks. Doing all that for robots, but you know. But, say I want to go for this little burst, just knock him completely out. Take the shield down. Those little... Trust me, don't underestimate the normal pistols. They are powerful as all get out. And they're down. Alright, final wave coming. Big robot.
This should be interesting.
And then once you start some of these juggling motions, oh. There's the little dodge attack I was trying to do, slamming everybody around.
Hostile neutralized.
And again, learning to parry in this game is going to be a really powerful thing if you're handling a lot of attacks. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not going to be like parrying in Dark Souls or Sekiro or anything, but it's definitely going to be very effective and important. And this thing just knocks these guys on their butt.
Good night.
But I can also shock him down, basically shut him up. We're all almost done. Last bot sitting over here, probably. Dodge out of the way. Nice pulse. Have everybody go invisible.
See me?
No, it's really unfortunate because we're all invisible. And that's a wrap for Black Widow. So all these have been just a basic playthrough so you guys can see what they feel like, the ranged weapons, the way they work, their playstyles, their supers, their abilities, and all of that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the series. I did kind of one of these a day, so if you want to check out other characters, I'm just going to kind of upload them and have them all listed. And the game's probably about a week away, maybe, even by the time these things are all done uploading. So looking forward to covering this game, seeing what the story is like. Let me know what you guys would like to see in coverage for this game. Would you like to know, like, you know, characters' abilities, full breakdowns on missions of like all the secret spots to find chests and all of those things? Let me know what you guys would like to see in coverage, whether you'd like to see guide, favorite characters, builds, ways to spec out your character, all that type of stuff. There's a lot to cover in this game, so if you got a preference, leave those in the comment below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Let me know if you got questions. Again, as I said, you guys can find me on Twitch and Twitter. It's Ebontis on both, and right here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed before, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Obviously, more footage coming to you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.